Hello, princesses, and welcome back to Not Fit for Print Beauty with me, Rebecca. Today I want to talk about some additions to the Urban Decay 24/7 eye collection. We are going to talk about these individual shadow singles, the Moondust shadow singles, and the shadow sticks. There are also Urban Decay 24/7 eyeliners, which have been around for some time, and some of them even go on sale. Those are great choices if you're looking for a lasting eyeliner. But let's talk about these new additions and why I was particularly interested in doing this video. I was hoping that this video could cover two concerns that frequently come up in my comment section. The first concern is the wearability and lasting ability, that's not a word, but we'll pretend it was, of the makeup that we wear. So many of us, especially with masks on, rely so heavily on a prominent, pretty eye look. And many of you say you put on your liner in the waterline or just lining the lids, it's gone before you leave the door. So many of you tell me especially your shadow is fading. Especially the glittery parts of it are fading. And this collection does address that issue, 24/7 being the title of the collection for a reason. The other issue that often comes up in my comments is the expense of all of these very high-end looks. For sure, if you buy the large Busy Art palette, it was $150. If you buy a Pat McGrath 12-pan palette, it's $125. And you know, we wait for sales and things like that. Of course, that's just smart shopping. But sometimes you just need a little pick-me-up. And I think the best way to get a pick-me-up for your eyes is single shadows. Now, I have quite a few here, but if you're on a budget, you could buy one or two. You're still getting very high-quality shadow. You're not necessarily breaking the bank, especially if you choose kind of neutral to moderate tone, shades. And as you see, what I've done here today is I've kind of stayed in that kind of gray pearl range, and that limited my choices and made it easier for me not to break the bank. So we're trying to address those two issues, whether these things are going to last on our eyes and if we can maybe get these high-end shadows but not spend too much. So let's talk about the collection. Now again, the 24/7 collection, as I mentioned earlier, does exist already, especially in liners. These are additions. The shadow shades are very similar, if not the same, to some of the other single shadows offered by Urban Decay. So what's the difference? The difference is the formula here is caffeine infused, still vegan, but caffeine infused, meant to pep up the skin, sit better on the skin, and to last. Now they don't, as the name implies, last for a week. We're gonna review how long each of these products lasts on the eyes, and I'll let you know whether or not they do, but I have had great success in playing with this collection before coming to film the video. So let's talk about what I got first. First of all, there are the 24/7 shadows, okay? Now these are just individual eyeshadow shades. I picked up two of them. We'll see the two I picked up, but there are 25 available. I wish I could have swatched all 25, but I'm buying them, so I stuck to two. They are $19 each. So if you picked one or two, you're not doing too bad and still really getting good high-end eye makeup. These have a 12-hour wear, not 24-hour, but 12-hour wear for an eyeshadow is pretty darn good. They come in, those 25 shades come in matte, satin, shimmer, metallics, and I got kind of some satiny metallics here that we're going to look at and swatch. I also picked up one of the Moondust shadows. Now the Moondust shadows are already a staple in the Urban Decay singles department, and they are micro fine glitter, but now they have made it in the 24/7 formula, 5 different shades, 16-hour wear. I have tested it for 10, it definitely lasts. These little guys definitely last 10 hours too. I haven't gone beyond that. I've never had a need to wear makeup that long, but these have lasted, certainly that. So we have 5 shades with the micro glitter, which I'm going to show you in a minute. Have you seen these micro glitters by Urban Decay? They're pretty crazy micro glittery. And you can use your finger on them, and we'll take a look at those in a moment. These are $22 each, 5 different glittery shades. And the last thing I picked up was their new shadow stick. This can be used as a liner, as a stick. There are 13 different shades. They're $27 each. This could be a great one and done eye look, as you can line with it. You can color in the whole eyeshadow with it. It does set. It is waterproof. And this little guy lasts 24 hours. To prove it, before we do some swatches, I want to show you something that was completely unplanned, but I realize it's kind of fun to use it in the video. I want you to check out something on my thumb here. Let me see if I can rotate enough to let you see it. Right there. Do you guys see that? That mark was made over 24 hours ago. Over 24 hours ago, when I just got this out of the box and started playing with it and testing it on my hand. In case you haven't noticed, we're in the middle of a pandemic. I have been washing my hands every time I even leave the house, and sometimes in the house as well, because as you know, it's becoming a habit. I have not used a makeup remover, but I have used antibacterial soap all the time, and I have showered twice. It is still on, and it is still on pretty well too. That is it. I thought that was so funny. I'm sure if I get out my Lancome Bifacil tonight and take it off, I'm sure it'll come off, but I mean, look at this. You guys, I could rub that raw, it is not coming off. That is honestly 24-hour wear. So these are great. They are self-sharpening, and you are paying $27. They're a little more, but you can literally do one and done eye look. Do one eye at a time, because as you see, once it sets, it sets. It's like a darn tattoo. But they really do last, and I also use them in the waterline and to tightline. And you can use them on your lid. You can use them as an all-over shadow. They, like I said, they're self-sharpening, and they kind of replaced, in my estimation, they replaced the need for the actual eyeliner. But though these are $27, a little bit pricier of all the products I have out here, they could do it all. If you move quickly, you could use a brush. You could use your finger. They're really cool. All right, so let's talk about the shades I got. In the eyeshadow, I got a shade called Mushroom, and I'm going to play with these in a minute, but let's just swatch them here. Look how pretty that is. Because I told you I'm really into these grays right now. So let me just put that on my hand there. Isn't that pretty? Isn't that pretty? And I got Sin. I didn't do my full usual swatches because, you know, I don't really have enough here, but I wanted you to see that. Mushroom and Sin, so pretty. Now wait till you see this micro glitter. So the color I picked up is Space Cowboy. These are sensational. If you haven't seen it's almost like a foil. The micro glitter is so fine. It is glittery. I'm going to put it here on my hand and let you see it. It is here. So we have Mushroom, Sin, and then Space Cowboy. And I hope, there we go. That's getting picked up. Look at that. Crazy. And then we have the swatch that you accidentally already saw. And this is Digitalized. This is the liner, and here I go. I'm going to end up doing this to myself again, but I do want you to see it when it's new. Once this sets, that's it. I might as well be tattooed. This will be in like all of my videos for the coming week, I guess. I'm kidding, but there it is there. And as you can see, what I tried to do when I purchased was I just tried to make a very intelligent decision of shades that kind of went well together so I could just do one look. I could have done an entire look with just this stick, and I could have done a one and done shadow look or a two and done shadow look. If depending on your budget, you could save money this way. And I really like this 24/7 formula because it lasts. Now, I didn't test it to see if they lasted 24 hours. I accidentally tested this guy, but I didn't really test that on my eyes. And it does come off certainly with your typical makeup removers. I don't want you to actually think you'd be stuck with it. This will even come off with my Bifacil Lancome remover this evening. I'm not concerned. But what I want to say is if you're going to bother doing it, you don't want to look in the mirror even 2-3 hours later and have it have disappeared. You know, they kind of sink into our eyes. And I think these really stay really, really well. So let's recreate this look right now, and then we'll come back and talk about it. I am really pleased with it. And I think these have been a kind of a low-key product introduction, and they probably need a little more attention. They're pretty cool. Okay, let's get into these shadows. I am going to use Mushroom first in the crease, I think. So we're going to go in with a little Sonia G brush from the Sky set. And these are both kind of have a little bit of sheen to them. But this is and I do have hooded eyes, but this is still a darker shade. And so it can still help with my hoodedness, so to speak. Even that out a little bit. That's got a really pretty kind of satiny metallic sheen to it, not too metallic, and it really kind of, this is kind of playing off like a matte. It's really not, you know, there's so many rules in makeup. I actually did a video on that once, and there's so many rules in makeup. Some of them are actually kind of important rules, not important, but you know, valid. And some of them are just absolutely ridiculous. And one of them is about hooded eyes. It is not a good idea to put kind of shimmer and light colors if you have hooded eyes. This is a little bit metallic for a hooded eye, but you know what? It works. It works. Okay, and now we're going to go in with this shade called Sin. And I'm also using the brush, and I'm just kind of putting this on the lid and into the corner. I don't know. I didn't plan any of this. I want to go back in actually and put a little bit of that mushroom underneath. So that's really a pretty color. And I like these kind of gray. I'm really interested in gray lately. Ever since I got that Victoria Beckham Ash liner, I've been kind of obsessed with gray. This is my second gray eye look in a while. Okay, let's try out, we're going to use this, well, let's use this liner first. I'm going to use this, I think, as a liner. And I'm going to try to put it in the waterline. Let's see, this isn't the 24/7 liner. They do make an actual liner, but why not? This is a shadow stick, but I still think it's kind of, it's self-sharpening. So I kind of like it as a liner. And just used it to darken. Let's use it along the lash line too. Why not? I'm usually so talkative. I don't know why I'm so quiet today putting on makeup. And I went slower too. What's wrong with me? Okay. So now we're going to take our finger to apply this super, super crazy highly pigmented shade right here. Woo! That is wet looking. Look at that. You know, it would be really fun too to use that almost on the high points of the cheek if you were pre-pandemic, post-pandemic, going out, you know, New Year's Eve type look. I will say this. These particular shadows in the 24/7 or just the singles by Urban Decay are super sparkly. They're pretty much some of the most sparkly ones out there on the market. And without being too much, but I mean, they're glitter intensive. They're not just foily, they're glittery, but they're actually kind of fun. All right, let me put some mascara on and come right back. Okay, we're back. All I have done was added in a little bit of the Kevyn Indecent mascara, which I really like. Takes a while to dry, but if you're patient with it, it's quite beautiful. And I have put together with just some singles, just picking out some gray tones, because it's kind of what I'm into right now, a very pretty, easy, accessible look that will also work for evening. I don't know how much the Sparkle is really good for day, depending on whether or not you care about some such things. I do not. I don't care. If it's daytime, if it's pretty, I want to wear it. So I really like this. I think these are great lasting shadows. They do really well. And if you pick and choose what colors you get, you can also do it on a budget of a sort. I am really curious if you are curious about these shades and what you feel about buying shadow singles in general and shadow sticks. And I would love for you to leave a comment. Give me a thumbs up if you enjoyed this video. And if you haven't already done so, please make sure you subscribe. I will see you all in the next video. Bye-bye.